Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Bertie County where a wildfire continues to burn, is only about 10% contained at this point. North Carolina Forest Service says the Roanoke River fire is currently burned up to 300 acres, up from 50 acres yesterday afternoon. Now, the fire is burning on private property as well as within the Roanoke River National Wildlife Refuge. Forest Service says their resources include 7 firefighters, equipment, and a scout plane. There's no word yet on how the fire started. We are also again waiting to hear news out of Washington where lawmakers are expected to vote on the release of the Epstein files potentially later today. Now the vote comes after Speaker Johnson and President Trump resisted calls to do so for months, saying it was unnecessary because of other investigations. But the president has now reversed course and he's calling on Republicans to vote for today's measure. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington.
This is me at 16 when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
Today, a highly anticipated vote in the House set to compel the Justice Department to release its files on notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
We have nothing to do with Epstein.
After resisting the move for months, President Trump now urging Republicans to vote for the bill and saying he would sign it.
They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it.
That as it grows increasingly clear the House has the votes to pass it.
Today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House.
We were working all weekend and had almost 100 Republicans who were going to vote for a bill in defiance of Donald Trump.
Now, with the president's backing,
everybody's voting for it.
So you're voting for it because everyone's voting for it.
Everybody's going to vote.
Republican Congressman Thomas Massie, who's been leading the charge for the files release, saying he's worried new investigations President Trump asked the DOJ to open could block the release of information.
I believe they may be trying to use those investigations as a predicate for not releasing the files.
President Trump, who socialized with Epstein decades ago before cutting ties, has not been accused of any wrongdoing related to Epstein's crimes. Survivors of the years of abuse coming forward to press for transparency, rallying today at the Capitol.
This is a human issue. This is about children. There is no place in society for exploitation, sexual crimes.
Hoping for a major step on the long road to accountability. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Thank you very much, Alice, for that report. We now want to turn to your weather forecast. Today is another sunny day in eastern North Carolina. We will have some rain showers coming in later, though. Not going to be a lot. Really not going to be a lot. I know I say we're going to have rain showers come through, but most of those raindrops as they roll into eastern North Carolina are going to be riding along a dying system. So we're not anticipating widespread showers. Those of you watching on the north side of Highway 264 will have a slightly better opportunity for rainfall to come down, but even then it's not looking like widespread showers are in the forecast this go round. Let's take a look at where air temperatures are right now. Many of us are either in the mid to upper 50s or have already made it into the low to mid 60s. Range right now is generally between around 55 to about 64 degrees. We're seeing 64 in Jacksonville along with Stumpy Point, 63 in Beaufort as well as Kenansville. But on the other side of kind of the North Carolina-Virginia line, that's where we're seeing more of the mid-50s. 55 degrees in Roanoke Rapids, 56 in Ahoskie, 56 in Manio, 57 in Elizabeth City, 56 in Plymouth. Now, we will be warming up most of eastern North Carolina into the low to mid-60s coming up this afternoon. Northeasterly winds very light so far. Winds again are going to be shifting later on today. That will help bring humidity, a little bit more humidity back to eastern North Carolina, and that will help those raindrops actually come down. We're not looking at a ton, but we are looking again at a few drops coming up later on tonight into tomorrow morning. After that, winds just continue to kind of swing around again. But this is the good news right here, is the 24-hour humidity change. We've seen dew points come up significantly. The higher your humidity is, whenever a cold front rolls through, you can generally assume that you're going to get a little bit more rain out of that system than if you had very dry air out ahead of it. So the rising dew points is encouraging. We are very much in need of the raindrops. It's one that I know a lot of farmers out there are cheering for this rain. It's just not going to be nearly enough to get us back on a normal footing in terms of drought. Now, afternoon planner highlights the low to mid 60s for highs coming up this later on today. Cloud cover starts to build over eastern North Carolina as we get closer and closer to sunset. Rain showers will likely hold off until we get to around midnight and then into the early hours of tomorrow morning. But again, it's going to be fairly sparse rain coming down. Not everyone is going to be seeing the drops. Tomorrow morning will start out cloudy. We will finish sunny. Plenty of sunshine to go around in the afternoon, and that will help boost air temperatures into the low 70s. After that, we cool back down again as we head into Thursday. 67 degrees for Thursday, and then we're back up into the mid, possibly even upper 70s on both Friday and then Saturday, a touch cooler. That will mark a better opportunity for rain. Friday night into Saturday morning, I know the chances overnight till 20%, but notice your overnight low of 59 degrees Friday night into Saturday morning. That is encouraging. That is an indicator of humidity. The higher your overnight lows are, generally the higher your humidity is, and that will lead to a better opportunity for rainfall coming in late Friday night into early Saturday morning. So there is some promise there, but again, the rain tonight, it's not going to be a lot, and it certainly isn't going to hit everyone. That's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday.